Hi guys, got a few requests here in my comments section. Watching the Watchers wants me to do more electric teardowns. Hanger 9 UK wants me to do some more Grandad cooking. That was a series I did a while back where it's not a serious series, it's tongue-in-cheek. It's me doing very simple cooking like making toast. So I'll do some more of that sometime. Will Hobbs thinks I ought to put my jet boat on the stream. There's a little stream I go and put my boats on to try and make them go up shallow water. So I'll be doing that sometime. I'll be doing some more cooking sometime. But by complete coincidence, more electric teardowns, I've got this, which is a bread maker. It's from a friend of a friend. They sent it to me to see if I could fix it. I have taken it apart already. Basically all that's wrong with it is there's a big drive belt that's completely corroded, I suppose, or fallen apart, died over the years. And I offered them the option of trying to buy a replacement and fixing it, but they decided they'd go for a new bread maker anyway, because this one's a little bit old, going a bit rusty around the edges. So I'm just going to take it apart now. I thought I'd already done a video on it, but I've searched back through my videos and I can't find it. So apologies if this is a duplicate, but we're going to take it apart. This isn't to repair it, this isn't to put it back together again, this is just a one-way ticket to take it apart. This is the dough compartment with the little arm in there that turns it for you, or stirs it. It's got sort of a T shape there at the bottom that links it together. So I suppose you could reuse that just as a bucket, but I think that will be going to the recycling centre. This metal waste. Can the camera see this? Hope it can. There's a big heater element there that goes around the outside, and then at the bottom is the bit that clips onto that T-piece or links into that T-piece to turn it round. So there must be a motor underneath there. So where do we start to take it apart? We can take the lid off first. Try not to get my head in the way of the camera. Oh, I'm using a Poundland ratchet screwdriver. Should have got a bucket for plastic waste. Put it over there for now. Just reading here, it says 700 watt, 230 volt, 50 hertz. So it's a UK one, 50 hertz. Okay, that feels like plastic. Collect the screws over there. I've got a magnet to collect the screws. doesn't want to come free yet. Got rubberized feet. Can't think of a use for them. Suppose you could use them as catapult ammunition. Actually thinking about that, yeah, one of those little catapult toys. That you want to be able to shoot a little projectile that's not going to hurt anybody. Yeah, I might save them for that. Got little metal centres to them. Right, we've got security screws here. Those ones, you need a screwdriver with a little gap in the middle of it, which I just happen to have. Does that show? These are coming out quite easy. I think when I took it apart before, I didn't do them up tight in case I needed to do more work on it. And then they decided they didn't want it repaired anyway, so it never got finished. Okay, piece of metal, metal scrap. That's a nice, right, here we are. Quite easy, now I can remember. There should be a drive belt round there, and that's what had gone, as simple as that. It was rubber, cloth backed rubber, and it just fell apart when you held it, so I've no idea how old this was, but that would have been the simple replacement, just a new belt. As I say, the people who had it decided they didn't want to spend the money on it. They just went for a new, whatever this is, bread maker instead. So, spanner, pliers. A small spanner would have been a better tool. Still, that's a nice pulley. So we'll save that. I won't undo the motor yet because that'll just drop inside. Clearly we've got some screws we can undo here. So for anybody who was looking at this just for a repair option, that was just take the bottom off and you've got access to the drive belt. Wants to come out, but it's being held by something. Right, that's come off now. Different screwdriver. Right, plastic waste. There are little buttony bits just there. Right, you have to get in there to be able to get this out fully, but we have got some discrete components. I'll just zoom in. A few momentary push button switches. Little digital display, some LEDs, some transistors, resistors, more LEDs, a couple of chips, a few capacitors. I'll go and get the glasses on, see if we can actually see what those chips have written on them. Right, well that one, HD74HC164P, whatever that might be. That one's a bit, so whatever that chip was, they've actually ground off the number so you can't read it. Well, there's a few LEDs there that I can salvage. And probably the digital display. Don't know what that chip does, so we can't really do anything with it. And a few resistors. There's a few bits and pieces there. I'll save that board. While I got the camera free, we can see there's another circuit board in there, and then we got the motor. That's the heater element going around the outside. A few more screws to undo there. Yeah, right. That's a fairly solid looking motor, isn't it? Right. That one's rested solid. I don't think that helps. What else can we undo? That was some sort of heat sensor. A thermocouple, I expect. metal waste. Might have a bit of trouble separating these two bits because the screws are rusted solid in there. Try again. That one's come loose. Got it. Didn't one come loose? That's better. So that's our heater element in there. Can't get to it. Leave that for a minute. That's a fairly solid casting piece there. It's got a little circlip on it holding the shaft in place. Let's move on to the easy stuff. Right, so what have we got on here? Transformer. That's the thermocouple or heat sensor, I think. I'm just making inspired guesses here. Although there may be something in these. That might be a heat fuse. Oh. Right. Fuse 1, fuse 2 and heater. So that goes to the heater. That's a fuse, and then that one, blue wires go down to there. RT1. I think that's temperature sensor. I think that's a good guess. RT. Relay, they're always handy. 4 diodes. Little speaker, or whatever you call it. It's gone, can't think what you call it. Is that a MOSFET? L7805CV. Yeah, a few discrete components that might be useful. That is a good solid looking motor, isn't it? YYH 30A, so is that 30 amp? 230 volt, 50 hertz. Nice big, is that capacitor? I don't know. It's got 4 microfarads written on it. BigClive.com would tell you what it was for. That's probably about as far as we're going to go, isn't it? So I'll keep that. Thinking about it, I'm sure there's something else you could use it for, isn't there? Nice big motor with a pulley on it. Yeah. That's a bit annoying actually. I was rather hoping to get rid of all of it, but I might save these bits. I do like the look of that. It just looks nice sort of gold colour. And it's on a nice plate, ready mounted. I have to think about that. It might be too useful to throw away. But at the same time, I can't actually think of anything to use it for at the moment. So there we go, that's disassembled. We got metal waste, we got plastic waste, we got some nice discrete components that we can desolder and reuse. And we got a nice big AC electric motor, I would have said, although somebody will probably tell me that's one of those universal motors that works on AC or DC. Somewhere I got some proper circlip pliers, but I'll just use these needle nose ones. Nice little brass bush in the middle there. Oh, that beauty, isn't it? Just love the colour. Not quite. I'll just have to unscrew it. That'll do.